Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today, super fun, super popular per move.com and some other categories, some other websites, but by far the top 3 cities people are moving to when it comes to Colorado. Today, we're gonna dive into where and why.
Yeah, let's check it out, guys. What's up, guys? I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my partner, Will Grimes, and if it's your first time checking out our channel, welcome. And while you're here, don't forget that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified every time we drop a new one of these every Tuesday and Thursday and tell you everything there is to know about moving to Denver, Colorado.
100%. And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means just as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below are the guys who answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if there's something we can do for you, we would love to. But with that being said, let's dive in today to the top 3 of literally, per data, the top 3 places people are moving to. Full disclosure, right? Keep watching because none of these top 3 are even close to being full, right? We're still a lot of uncorporated space here in Colorado.
One of the three. We'll
I
say
don't know,
one
man.
of the 3.
Full of something. We're gonna get to that, so stay tuned. We'll leave that for the end. But either way, still plenty of space, still plenty of opportunity, and don't discount some of the surrounding areas just around these top 3 because those are also some hot, great buys as well. But without further ado, let's cover them and let's cover why we think people are moving there.
To start off, guys, this came from a poll that was done from moving.com. And they laid out the list of the top 10 cities that people are moving to. So we're going to break down the top 3 for you. But if you're interested in 4 through 10, leave a comment, hit us up. We got those for you as well. All right, so starting off, number 1 may come as a surprise to you, may not come as a surprise to you, but that is Aurora, Colorado.
Correct, and probably more specifically Southeast Aurora. Like you've got a lot of unincorporated space out there all the way from Cherry Creek Reservoir, but then it goes south and southeast from there. But then you've also got directly east out by the Gaylord Resort and really close to like DIA, Denver International Airport. There's a lot of unincorporated space where we've got a lot of amazing new builds happening. Something that's great about Aurora is you've got Cherry Creek School District. We've talked about that before. I personally love, I know a lot of the folks that have moved here with us absolutely love the commute ability. Commute-ability. So whether you're going south into the Springs, whether you're going to go all the way up north or northwest into Boulder, you've got 470. If you're going downtown, you've still got Smoky Hill Road to Parker Road to I-25, or you can go 225 to I-70. You can take Leetsdale, that turns into Spear. You've got 100 different ways to get anywhere you're going, but you still have the benefit of like living in a suburbia with great school districts, great lots, great homes. Toll Brothers is out there, a lot of great builders. And sometimes when you get that benefit, it's also like out in the middle of nowhere. As much as you might love that because you can't get anywhere, you don't want it, but per Aurora, like you get a lot of that, but you're not too far off the beaten path, especially again for the commute. So a lot of times you've just got that win-win.
Yeah, and like Will mentioned earlier, you know, being out near Denver International Airport, DIA, you've got some huge new communities in Aurora that are being built out there. Aurora Highlands, Sky Ranch, Painted Prairie, just to name a few, where you're getting brand new build homes at still a very affordable price point. And here's one thing worth noting. Aurora's population is right around 350,000. It is massive. It's the 2nd largest city in Colorado next to Denver, and it takes up a huge footprint on the map. So there are so many different sections to Aurora, so it is no surprise with just the sheer size of Aurora that it's number 1 on the list where people are moving to.
Right, and if you're in the medical profession and you're maybe working more toward like Old Aurora, North Aurora, out by Anschutz Medical Campus, what's great is that's right there by I-70. And if you take I-70 east, that's taking you out toward Denver International Airport, but that's also taking you out to the right side of the highway, which is still Aurora, and you're looking at 10, 15 minutes out there, but they've got new builds, and it's everything you want, but it's still within reach of North Aurora. And that's what we love, because a lot of your new builds have been Southeast Aurora. So if you wanted those, but you work in North Aurora, it's really hard. But if you are moving out to what I will call East Aurora, out close to Bennett and toward DIA, a lot of great stuff, but you can still reach North Aurora, which is awesome. And something else that I just want to add in, not to get too heavy on Aurora, but something else that's really cool when it comes to like Blackstone, Talons Reach, South Shore, some of the communities out east, they are big on community houses, like clubhouses. So like they're going all in with these things, the pool, the recreation, the space you can rent for activities. It's really cool. Like in some of these other cities that we talk about, although popular from our history and just going through there, like they kind of miss on those. Now maybe you don't need that, and that's okay, but if you've got family, if you got kiddos or whatnot, and you want to really maximize those in the spring and summer and give kiddos something to do, or if you have family coming into town and you want to rent some of that space or give yourself a place to do something without having to go far, these community buildings / pools, whatever you want to call it, like hard to beat. All right, guys, next on the list, number 2, and yes, just to be specific, we are going chronological from 1 to 2 to 3. So second on the list as far as most people moving there is Boulder, Colorado.
Let me tell you about Boulder.
That's right. Now, Boulder, guys, we've all heard of Boulder. It is probably one of the most well-known places here in Colorado. I think a lot of people, when they think Colorado, they think Denver, they think Boulder. Just give you some intel as far as Boulder, what we're looking at specific to homes. You're looking at a population of about 107,000, so about the third of the size of Aurora. And right now, you're looking at an average sale price of about $1.6 million. So it is more on the premier pricing scale of what you can get here in Colorado. But man, it checks so many boxes for a lot of people. It's kind of hard to beat.
It's great, man. You've got the #1 school district that's out there. You've got national parks that are out there. You've got Nederland that's right behind Boulder with lakes and trails and hikes and a ton of stuff. It's one of the most beautiful places in Colorado. And yes, Boulder rests right up in the nook. So it does go into the mountains, but it's also got like your college town, your suburbia, your old town right there, right on the breach of where the mountains actually start. So really cool contrast to what you've got as far as both of them. You do have plenty of shopping centers. You've got a lot of organic food that's out there. You've got a lot of like just tip of spear when it comes to diet, nutrition, health, exercise. You just have a ton out there. Boulder's very active. Boulder's been known for being very active and very involved as far as overall health for a long time. You've got Google there. You've got Oracle there. A ton of different stuff as far as jobs or whatever it may be. But overall, as far as like your outdoor experience, going to CU Boulder and watching some football games, whatever it may be, or just getting lost up in the hills and mountains and having a great time. Super hard to beat, in addition to having the best school district in Colorado.
Now, there are two primary draws that often bring people to Colorado, and one, that is the state's beauty. Almost every single person that comes here, they don't need to move to Colorado, but they're choosing to move to Colorado because it is so dang beautiful. And number 2, our tech industry. Boulder checks both of those boxes almost to the max. When you look at the amount of tech companies that are in Boulder and how beautiful Boulder is, it is no wonder why it is such a draw for so many people.
Correct, and just elaborating a little bit on probably what we'll say at the end of this video as well, but just looking at overall states and why we've got such a consistent influx here in Colorado is a lot of that. Some states, right, are predicated on retirement or weather for them to go to, right? Or a couple of other things that I'm sure you can speak to. But here in Colorado, it's not politics, it's not weather or anything like that that's getting people here. It's not retirees that retire, then they got to go to the warm weather. Like, we are very savvy as far as like education and employment opportunities and just our overall economy keeping Colorado afloat per se, right? There's so many different things as far as why people come here. And with people being able to work remote, it's only one more thing that lets people come here by choice and to enjoy Colorado's beauty and experience or whatnot. So a lot of great economic things here, not predicated on one or two things to survive.
And one other point worth noting that I do want to mention here is that despite our channel being called Living in Denver, Colorado, we do service Boulder quite often as well. So we cover the entire state, guys. So if Boulder is one of the cities that is on your list, definitely make sure to reach out.
100%. All right, let's move right into it. We're gonna get to the third awesome spot. Number 3, do you wanna talk about it?
Castle Rock. Castle Rock, look at
Rock. Oh, I missed it. We almost did it at the same time.
Steals my thunder right there.
Castle Rock, Colorado.
There you go.
Guys, we've talked about this place a lot. We love it. I'm sure you'll go over average price point,
Yeah.
all that good stuff in population. Let me give you the cliff notes. It's got a lot of landscape reminiscent to Boulder, but it definitely has a lot more competitive price points compared to Boulder, right? So more affordable per se, depending on what you're looking for, but you still feel like you're in the mountains. You've got some great cliffs out here, some great landscape. You've got Douglas County Schools, which is in the top 5 in school districts for Colorado. A ton of trails, a ton of outdoor experience. So as far as like something being Boulder's little brother, that's the right way to say it. Like, it's got a lot of cool stuff. And one of our favorite spots is Old Town Castle Rock, which has amazing breweries, amazing mom and pop restaurants. You've got parades that come down here for the holidays. It's never too packed. It's away from the outlets. The outlets are awesome, but that's across the highway. They've segregated them. So if you want to come out and have a coffee and enjoy a morning or whatever it may be, atmospherics of Castle Rock, definitely hard to beat.
It is, and when Will mentioned, a lot of scenery similar to Boulder, physically we're further away from the mountains. Boulder is literally just up against the mountains, but what I love about Castle Rock is the city itself has so much more landscape within itself. You've got a lot of bluffs, a lot of foothills, a lot of cool valleys, a lot of open space out here too. So a lot of the scenery that people are hoping to see when they move to Colorado, but you don't necessarily get within Parker or within Denver or within Aurora or Centennial, Castle Rock has it in itself specifically, much like a Golden or a Boulder does. So that's one of my personal favorite things about Castle Rock. 64,000 is the population, so drastically lower, hence the open space that I just mentioned, compared to an Aurora or a Boulder. And in addition to that, your average home sale price is just over $800 out here. So a lot more competitive while still getting the shopping, while still getting this good school district, while still getting a lot of the good scenery that people are hoping for.
A lot of great stuff. And you're not that far from like commuting to the airport. If you have to commute to the airport, you're also not far from the airport in Colorado Springs. If you chose to go down south, I would say that DIA is still closer. You can hit 470. You're there within 37 minutes, so that's great. Southeast Aurora and Aurora itself does have really good public transportation. It does have access to the light rail. Up in Boulder, you do not have the light rail commuting all the way to Denver. And here in Castle Rock, you also do not.
It gets close.
It gets close.
All the way down to Ridge Gate. So it almost comes all the way down to Castle Rock, but not quite.
Correct. So as far as like Southeast Aurora or Aurora in general having a little bit more public transportation and commutability into Denver, like it does have it. Boulder's not bad. Boulder's off of Highway 36. That does diffuse a lot of like just northbound traffic. You do have your paid for lanes. So you do have like
your HOV, toll lanes and stuff.
You do have toll lanes on Highway 36 now, so and on I-25 north. So as far as like getting out of Denver and getting back into Boulder, if you're cool to pay a couple bucks for the toll lanes, that's helped tremendously, right? Which is also a great thing. But overall, a lot of great things. And hey, you know what? We're gonna get some comments. We've had these comments before, so let's just take care of them. The secret, right? The real reason everybody's moving to these top 3 is because of this channel. Everyone's moving to Colorado because of Will and Eli, and we're supposed to be keeping people out of here. Newsflash, this is a great place. It's not going anywhere. It's a great economy. It's still super unincorporated, contrary to popular belief of people that have been here for 100 years. Is it busier than what it was 100 years ago? Of course it is, right? But a lot of great things. Those are definitely some great choices. But man, are there some honorable mentions we can give in there?
Man, not yet. I think.
Honorable mention.
No.
Listen. All right. Honorable mention, but we won't go into super detail.
Let's hear it.
Parker is in between Southeast Aurora and Castle Rock.
Yeah.
It's a great little nook. You've got some great shopping. You've got some great like Main Street, Old Town Parker. That's awesome. When it comes to like up by Boulder, you've got some great things in Superior.
Yep.
You've got a lot of new construction that's going up there, so there are some great areas that still have access to these trails. Believe it or not, Superior is still part of Boulder County Schools, so a lot of really cool honorable mentions. We can get into more detail down the road, but don't think that you're just subject to these 3.
True.
The surrounding areas are also super hard to beat, but per the research that was done, we want to keep it strict with those top 3.
That's all we got, guys.
That's not all we got. We always got more for you guys. This number popping up below,
There we go.
reminding you that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado. And yes, just as much fun as we have making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's still up below are the guys to answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you, we would love to. But with that being said, enjoy researching the top 3. Don't forget to use our app if you have any questions. You guys can dive into that. We'll have that information below. But if you have something, we would love to help you.
See you guys.
See you guys.